be started. And hey, we are online. All right. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing great. How are you today, Ringo?
I'm pretty good. It is loud as fuck in here right now. We have a great night. I don't know if you counted that list that we have. There are 25 fighters, just as much support, a fully packed house that I can't move our live stream to show you because then we will never have a good video again. But trust me, they're right there, right next to me. They're all excited. It's going to be a great night tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. 25 fighters. That's I think 4 or 5 more than last year, and close to double what there was in the first Rookie Rumble.
Yep. Oh, we just keep growing. And tonight, in case people don't know, on the East Coast, we're about to get a blizzard. So we've lost a number of fighters due to the weather, and we've also have a couple of fighters down from injury. One of the best new rookies right now, Derek Flitcroft, is not going to be able to fight tonight. He's nursing some bruised ribs so that he'll be fighting at Love Hurts in I believe 4 weeks. So he is not fighting tonight, which is sad. But hey, tell me, who are you looking forward to seeing out of that list that we have?
All right, so let's read off some of these fighters so everybody knows who's fighting.
Sure, that sounds like a great idea that we should have started with.
All right,
glad you're with me.
We've got Erica Jepson, who I've seen fight a number of times and is very capable. She started off a little bit rough, but has really improved. There's Alessandra Grill, who I don't know anything about.
Yeah, Alessandro, I'm not sure. I think he is one of the HEMA instructors down at Sword Class New York, but I'm not sure. New York brought up a lot of new fighters that I haven't seen before, and a lot that I have who, unfortunately, I just haven't had a chance to catch their names. But I believe Alessandro he's a tough fighter, been around for a little while. This should be his last chance to fight at Rookie Rumble, and he's a technician with the sword, but a little lacking on the physicality. So if that's who I think it is, we'll see how that plays out tonight. I'll try to point him out, and maybe we have the wrong name, maybe we don't.
Okay, that's awesome information. Next on the list is Marco Francisco. This is another guy that I don't know anything about.
I don't either. There are multiple Marcos tonight. One of them is the captain, so we'll at least have the name of one of them. I'll point him out when he's out. He's going to be fighting. He's a tall gentleman fighting in a blue hatanga.
I've fought Marco Damiano. That's Marco Damiano we're talking about.
That's Marco, whatever, Damiano, or you said?
Yeah.
Damiano. Okay.
Next on the list is Evan Mashanik, who is he one of the bigger guys?
Evan, if I recognize him, he's like just a bigger version of me. Looked like he was probably 5'10", maybe 210, 220.
Okay.
I think he's that new guy who just showed up at Philly, who'd been out due to the army or something. He's another mustachioed gentleman.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. So
I've spoken to him a number of times. I just didn't recognize the name.
Yeah.
He was in Qatar, I think. And actually inquired with me when I was the Juggernauts captain about joining the Juggernauts, but he's since moved to Philadelphia.
Yeah, so he's in the Philadelphia range, and I want to point out Philadelphia is starting to bring out quite the facial hair brigade. There are 2 very nice mustachioed men on their team, and I think even if they can't put wins together, they'll definitely be winning the handsomest face awards. So,
well, considering I fought it with the Rhinos last time around, I think the handsomest face award definitely goes there.
Who do we have next?
It looks like we got Danielle Sanders, who is one of the Baltimore Gorgons, the female team.
I have seen her fight once now, and she brought it. She could swing the axe better than a lot of people I've seen on their first time swinging, and she really came out with some aggression. So we'll see if she has that tonight. This will be her first intergender fight.
That'll be awesome to see. I do know Danielle is taller, and she's very long,
She is.
Limbs and based on that, can probably really get leverage into those axes.
There's some loud noise coming out of the speakers here. I'm not quite sure. Okay, we're back to music. All right.
Okay. Next is Marco Damiano. I have had the pleasure of fighting against Marco a number of times. Do you remember when the New Haven Highlanders went to fight the Sentinels last year?
I do remember that fight, yes.
Marco was one of the guys that was on the Sentinels.
Okay, that was a great fight. It was the first time we'd really seen the New Haven put together their big new team. I'm looking. Sorry, Josh. Just 1 second. I'm looking at my broadcast, and I've noticed that I've lost a bit of the front corner.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get all of that.
Hold on 1 second. I need to yell some words to people. The stream should be posted on the ACL USA Nights, ACL officials, Nights All Night Fight fans, my page, Josh's page. Should be like everywhere. It's all over Facebook, man. It's everywhere.
It is everywhere.
I can't figure out Twitch. It's way too hard for me. I'm an old man. All right. Sorry.
We got all of that, just so you know.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Are we any better on the field? Does that look any better, Josh?
We're just gonna. It was just same way last year, man. We just couldn't get those two corners.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do this. We got 3 corners. We have another camera getting the other 3 corner. The other 3 corners catching the corner we're missing. So hopefully we'll be good on the not live stream, whatever it's called, the later events, the recorded. That's the word.
Just
anyway,
put a more aggressive team on that side, so all the fighting is over on this side.
Perfect idea. I don't know which is gonna be the more aggressive team because I haven't seen the lineups for the team. Speaking of teams, we were just discussing Marco. Do you have anything more to say about Marco?
If he's learned how to swing his axe better than the last time I saw him, he's going to be dangerous because he can move pretty good. Other than that, not really.
All right. Well, let's move on to, it looks like Kirk Maynard.
Yeah, Kirk Maynard LaGuardia. I remember that one because I've spoken to him a number of times. He's
the guy who fought with New York for a couple fights and then just moved to Philly, correct?
Yes. The one with the Aventail with the scales?
Yes, the scale Aventail. I do remember him. You fought on his team pretty recently, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, what did you think?
Against you.
Yes. I was busy fighting and not paying attention. So I was hoping you may have been paying more attention than I was.
Well, I was mostly paying attention to you and Brian as I fought you, one of the two of you, the entire time.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, that does make it hard to pay attention to the rest of the fight. So my general sense of Kirk was he's a good mid-tier fighter, had some good D, but I don't remember much offense from him. That sound about right?
Yeah, he has moments of like super aggression, but he needs to get better feet when he's being aggressive. Other than that, he's a pretty solid fighter.
Okay. How about Lamar McKay? Do you know this fighter?
I do not know this fighter. This must be a New York guy.
This is a new New York fighter. I met him just before this. He has a Arnis background, some football background. He looks like a fairly fit gentleman, but I believe this is going to be his first time in armor. I think he's fighting in Morgan's old kit. So,
okay.
So if we see someone who looks like Morgan out there, that's going to be Lamar.
Is he a rather buff gentleman?
He's a little buff, yeah. He looked like he could bench some weight.
Okay, because I saw some pictures.
Yes, that may be him. I believe he's going to be fighting. Oh, hey, let me catch you up on something. And crowd, let me catch you up on something. The format for this is going to be a little different. It's going to be a chapter match, but we're testing out some new chapter match rules. Instead of being first to 11 points, we're going to be fighting 4 quarters, 4 timed quarters. Each quarter will be, I believe, 15 minutes long, and the start of each quarter will be a duel. So it'll be a 3-round duel, and the duelist for 1 point. After that, it goes to melees, and the teams will try to fight as many rounds as they can within the allotted time frame. After that, They'll go outside, they'll get their 10-minute break, and then they'll come back in. So it's going to be who can score the most points within the time frame. So we're testing out something new tonight. The reason I bring this up is A, so that everyone knows, and B, that Lamar is one of the champions. I remember catching that. He's going to be a Sword and Shield champion one of these times.
Okay. Well, I might like to fight him one day then, because you know me, I like to fight Sword and Shield occasionally.
You do. You've started stepping into the singles, which I think has been very good for you. It's been looking well in that field. I personally think every fighter needs to try their hand at duels and their hand at night fights, even if they just want to focus on melee. I just think it makes you a better fighter, but that's just me.
It helps your feet, I've found.
It helps your feet, your timing, your sensing, and movement in armor, which I don't know if I can ever make it clear enough that movement in armor is my number one thing.
So. Dude, we need to hedge that one until after we get done with the people, because I have a lot to say on that, and it probably all agrees with you.
All right. Well, we will get to that in a moment, but I believe you are right. We should finish this list. Do you remember where we were?
We were at Chase.
Chase, I know. He has come up a number of times. He's a smaller fighter, but he swings a mean axe, and he's a good movement, good flanker.
Yes, so he's one of my guys. He comes to my classes in Leesburg, Virginia.
Well, the training is definitely showing off. He did just lose a night fight to Michael Johnson, but Michael Johnson is an experienced fighter. Hold on. Looks like there's gonna be a meeting, so I'm gonna mute everybody. Okay. I'm unmuting us because the support is now leaving this room. The meeting is not taking place in my room. Goodbye, support. Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, Chase just lost a fight to Michael Johnson. Jay is gonna talk over us now. I'm gonna mute Jay, and Josh, why don't you finish the list by yourself?
Okay. So Chase is one of my guys. He's, like Ringo said, super quick and has a lot of energy. At New World Cup, he fought for the Toll Thunder and helped them do, really well. Next one is Gunnar Paolini. I'm not too familiar with Gunnar, but with a name like Gunnar, you got to be tough growing up, because you're going to get named Gunnar, you better be tough. Next on the list is Julie Jacob. I am pretty familiar with Julie. She is very nice. I have not seen her fight. Next is Eric Ramsey Clark. Also not familiar with this fighter. I assume he's a New York fighter, although he might very well be a Knights Hall guy. Next on the list is Marie Brooks, who is one of the top female fighters in the country. She has fought multiple night fights, fought in a bunch of chapter matches, intergender chapter matches, and has always looked good. Caitlin Nichols, not familiar with her. I think she is a Knights Hall fighter. Oh wait, Caitlin, yeah, I know her. Yeah, she had a night fight, had 2 night fights, and looked pretty good in both of them. Next is Angel De La Cruz, who is just a hoss, a big, strong dude. I got to fight him at the chapter war last month in New Jersey, and he's a load to deal with. Tara Spikler, she's a tough female fighter who fought at the all-female chapter match in New York a couple months ago. She's big and strong and should probably do pretty good today, I would imagine. Josh Barber, a newer fighter, nice guy. I like him a lot. I've seen him do a couple night fights, I believe, maybe one night fight. Didn't work out too well for him, but as a newer fighter, I believe he was going against somebody who had more experience. And I'm looking forward to what he's going to do in the future. We got Thomas Kelly, who I am not familiar with, but the name kind of does look familiar. Gonna move to Carl Fisk. Carl's a guy that I got to know a little bit at Knights Hall War Camp. I've seen him fight a few times, and he's new and green. In fact, I think he is the guy who fought Josh Barber. He's newer and green, but he has a lot of potential. Then there's Jesse Weddle. who is somebody I'm very familiar with, as she was the team mom for the Juggernauts and now for the Huns. And she's super nice, and everybody loves her. And she fought once before at the New York all-female chapter match, and did pretty well. Alex Fannin, I'm not familiar with. Next on the list is Brian Cruz, who I'm also not familiar with. We've got Jordan Brodsky, who is one of the New York fighters. He's a little guy. He's very squirrely. He's pretty tough. He's had some equipment problems in the past with his helmet coming off, so we'll have to see how that goes. And then there's Joshua Carrick, who bears my name, so obviously we're going to have to fight to the death because there can be only. But I'm not familiar with him either, and I'm going to again assume that he's either a Knights Hall or a New York fighter. That's the list of fighters. There are 25 of them. They're going to be broken into 2 teams. The first team will be led by Marco Damiano, and it's called Marco's Marauders. He will be the captain, and I don't know if the teams have been picked already, but he's been chosen as captain. The other captain has been chosen as Marie Brooks, and her team is Kick Axe. I like puns, so I like that name. I think it's way better than Marco's Marauders. And if you disagree with me, fight me. Okay, there we go. So it looks like Jay is just going over with the crowd right now, showing them his axe. No, that wasn't a pun. He's actually showing them an axe. We've got, it looks like Liz on the side there and Sloan Brooks in the back with a couple people I don't recognize, although one sort of looks like Brian Durante, who's a guy I'm very familiar with. And Liz will be running the back of the house as usual. So the Knights Hall, for those unfamiliar, is a training facility for armored combat. It is probably the premier training facility in the country. In fact, I would say it's definitely the premier training facility in the country for armored combat. It looks like Brian Durante and Sloan are being support, Squire, and coaches, and the other guy in the back is a new fighter, Paul. Not familiar with Paul, but I am familiar with Sloan and Durante, and those are 2 good guys who to be support and squires. So the Knights Hall started, I think, about 6 years ago, and it has produced unequivocally some of the best steel fighters, armored fighters in the country. You see Jay has that shirt for Night Fight on. Night Fight is a new show that's coming out on the History Channel in just a couple days. It's coming out on Wednesday, January 23rd at 10 p.m. on the History Channel. Knights Hall put in a lot of the fighters that were on that show, from what I understand. I can't make an official comment on it because I don't know everything, but from what I understand, a lot of fighters came out of the Knights Hall. It's going to be a great show. I highly suggest everybody watch it, especially the premiere, for completely non-selfish reasons. Definitely watch the premiere. Completely non-selfish. And it's gonna be awesome. Jay loves to talk, and he's a showman, and the crowd is probably eating this up. It looks like Bridget is there also running support. She is most likely going to be keeping score. Bridget came to us from running the International Tournament of Chivalry, although that no longer runs. and then joined us in the ACL to help us with scorekeeping, running tournaments, and in my opinion, she has been a big help to the ACL and to running tournaments. She was very, very good with explaining how bracketing was done at New World Cup when there were some questions about bracketing, and that was appreciated. And she is a great addition. It looks like Michael Lewich is going to be reffing tonight, and he is a highly experienced fighter. From both the SCA and in steel fighting.
I'm back. Jay has done his spiel, so I just want to butt in. Mike is actually going to be standing in as the line ref.
Okay.
And Brandon is our main ref.
Oh, Brandon Muscle Jesus will be the main ref. Got it. Yeah. Brandon Allen Ross.
We're bringing in the fighters now. We're going to start with the captains. Jay's probably going to do some more yelling. While we're talking about support team, I also want to talk. Kat is running our DJ tonight, so if we get kicked off the air, it's his fault.
It's all Kat's fault. We can blame him and take that out on him later.
Here comes Team Kick Ass.
Chase James, Carl Fisk, Julie Jacob, Erica Jepson. I don't know that guy.
That's Josh Barber right there.
Okay. That looks like Danielle.
I believe so. Oh, wow. There are so many fighters. That is Lamar.
That must be Lamar.
Yep.
I didn't see who followed him, but that was Caitlin Nichols.
Yep. I see Gunner out there, too. I don't know the two fighters on the sides of Lamar. I know the one to the right of Lamar. Oh, hey, look. We're going to get announcement. That was Brian. And Tom is to the left of Lamar, and Brian is to the right of Lamar.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, Paul came out with them, so Paul will likely be in their corner as a coach. So It's a nice pickup right there.
Yeah. You're talking about Paul Friedel? Oh, yeah, that's him in the back there, isn't it?
Yep, there he is. They're doing a team picture right now, and it looks like Marcos Morados are about to get out.
Talk about a tough dude. Paul Friedel is one tough guy.
Yeah, Paul is he's definitely a barbarian who loves to put out the pain and loves to take some himself.
Yep. Just look him up on Facebook on his public page, Paul the Barbarian Friedel.
All right. Okay, here we go. Marco's team. I don't recognize a lot of these fighters.
Tara.
Marco's going to give us a play-by-play.
Marco's out there.
I'm going to try and put my mic so that you can hear Marco when he talks.
Yeah, I saw Jesse. Wow, that guy's armor shiny. Oh, there's Kraken.
I don't know if y'all caught that, but hopefully based on that, we'll be able to give you the correct names as we go through.
It helped me in that I heard him say Joshua, and that was Maestro Morty, who I had said earlier that I didn't recognize Joshua.
Yeah, I forgot he has a real name.
Yeah, he has a real name, and now he and I have a fight to the death. That's just all there is to
it. Did you catch the name of the gentleman in the giant breastplate?
The big shiny breastplate?
Yes.
Isn't that Big Tobacco?
That is Big Tobacco. Oh, what was his real name?
I thought it was Aaron.
Doesn't matter. That's Big Tobacco from now on.
Yeah.
About Big Tobacco, he showed up to a fight and decided not to fight because it was raining, and his team went on to lose that fight, and we caught him smoking. So now his name is Big Tobacco, and we're never gonna let him live that down because we're assholes.
We absolutely are. but we are completely right about this.
We are 100% right.
We are.
The national anthem, please stand, put your hand over your heart, or whatever it is we're supposed to do.
It's so hard when you're 40 years old to stand up.
You know, I've never heard that song without someone singing. It actually sounds pretty dope. I'm actually a fan of that song now.
It's pretty cool. And when you get people singing it right, like when Jack Black sang it, it was awesome.
All right, we're fighters are gonna get armored now. We have a lot of them, so it's gonna be very interesting how they manage subs in and out. I don't know if you haven't been to the hall. It is a very cramped space. We are in a mill building that is not very wide. So how the fighters are going to manage getting through to the arena will, in fact, be part of the team management. And that could be the difference just there in whether they get someone to the ring in time to sub. So it's going to be very interesting watching how this new format comes out.
I totally agree. That's definitely going to be an issue for these guys. The hall is very cramped. I've fought there a number of times, clearly not as much as you, but as far as people go, probably only from outside of Nashua, probably me and Morgan are the guys who have fought up there the most.
And of course Gary. We can't forget the Murder Gnome.
Well, he's northeast, so he didn't count.
That's true. You said Nashua, so I discounted Connecticut, but you were correct. All of the Highlanders are part of the Northeast region. So yes.
Yeah, they don't count.
They don't count. All right.
They don't count. They're northeast.
So if I understand this format right, we should be seeing a set of singles, a dual singles right now. It looks like they're trying to find counters. I don't know who's coming out right now. So
hell with it. We can count.
We can definitely count. For Marco's team, it's going to be Alex. I believe that's Alessandro. So that's the one I was talking about.
Right,
he is
HEMA guy.
Yes, he is a great HEMA teacher. Or I don't know if he's done instruction with me. I don't know if he actually runs his own class or if he's just the higher level student. But I don't want to speak on that because that's not my purview. But he is definitely a higher level student there. We've worked together a lot. He's shown me a lot of really cool techniques. I do not know who his opponent will be. One of the problems he's had is gassing out. He hasn't been able to transition to the armor and also the physicality. So we'll see if he can make up for that today. He's had a number of fights, and so maybe he'll have had time to make the adjustment.
Okay, well, that transition to armor, you mentioned it before, the movement and the transition to armor. I definitely agree with you. That is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because you know how I came into the ACL, right? I was an MMA fighter. I was already a tough guy, right? My first fight out, I got my butt kicked, and it was like my ego deflated. And the whole reason for that was I didn't know how to move in the armor.
It's so different. I mean, the thing is just basic steps change. Like your footwork out of armor, you need to practice it out of armor and then re-practice it in armor. I'm seeing our champion for Kick-Ass right now. It is going to be Chase James. He's going to be coming out here. Now, Chase is another up-and-coming longsword fighter who, in fact, is basically the exact opposite of Alejandro. His technique not that great, but his fucking speed, his physicality, they are there. They're there like few others I know in this game. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this clash of styles goes.
So
also, he stared at me as I talked trash and brought him up, so it was kind of interesting.
So, interesting note: I have done padded longsword training with Chase, and I'm not terrible with a longsword. I'm not great, but I'm not terrible. And he took it to me pretty good.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, you fought me in longsword, so you know that I'm not completely incompetent with it.
No, I remember we had a great match at Duels Day. I was impressed with how you had come up and really adjusted to the game, and that's really the key. And we'll see if Alejandro made that same adjustment. And similarly, I have not fought Chase, but I've watched his progression. He's been making the opposite adjustment. He came in very physical, very fast, and he's starting to pick up technique. I'm seeing him start to get a better transition, pick up different shot selection. Paul's coming in right now, and Paul, despite having not fought much longsword in this game, is one of the best longsword coaches I know. He's one of the guys I definitely would want in my corner if it was coming, and he is whispering some advice to Chase right now. So I'm going to edge this fight to Chase. I think the physicality, having the experienced corner, and the movement and armor will be taking it for him.
So Paul has a really good mind for this sport, which you look at him, you're like, he doesn't have a mind, but he really does, and he's got the right mentality for it, and he can instill that mentality, at least temporarily, into others, which is what makes him a good coach. He coached me at one of the New World Cup singles matches that I had, and I ended up losing the match, but I did much better, and I credit some of that to him, helping me make adjustments between rounds.
It is key having a corner, not only a good corner, but a corner who understands you and works with you for singles. Far too many people go out there either with just someone that they like, someone who they think is a good squire, or just no one, and that really can change the game. You want someone who knows enough to pick up the fight, but more importantly knows what you need emotionally and practically. For example, me as a fighter, I want two things. I want someone who can track the fight and tell who's winning, and then basically tell me when I need to push. And I've succeeded best when I've had Kat or Lane in my corner. So it's a key thing. Picking your corners is a huge aspect of fighting. It looks like we're gonna get an announcement from Brandon right now. I don't know what the announcement is.
It looks like his mic wasn't working too well.
Singles fight. We have Chase.
Mic showing in the corner. Okay, you got it. Man, his helmet's looking beat up.
Sorry, what was that?
His helmet's looking beat up.
Chase's, yeah.
Yeah.
Chase taking a number of beatings in that helmet. He really needs to upgrade. He actually had to withdraw from his last night fight due to a helmet failure. A rivet on the inside was landing in his forehead. So hopefully he's made those adjustments. I don't know
sure
if you.
He has. He lives with CJ, and they don't live very far from Paul.
I don't know if you can see this, Josh. I just want to point out. Do you see that white on Alex's hand? That's tape. His gauntlet is taped together right now. He's got to be careful about that, because even though hands don't count, any shot that lands there could break his fingers.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad thing to go into a longsword duel with.
Yeah, I have definitely taped. I've definitely taped my gauntlets times before, but never to start a fight.
Yeah. Yeah, get a different gauntlet, dude.
Yeah. So they are just then they were calibrating what a good blow counts as. Some points on how this is done. It is scored by who lands the most clean blows. A clean blow counts as a strong blow where the edge or pommel lands on your opponent. So If it is flat or if it doesn't land with power, it is not counted. All right, and we're off.
Here we go.
Opening it. Yeah, they're going into it. Opening it up. It looks like no one really got one on that first counter. Chase, I believe, is up by 2. He's caught a block and then landed one.
Yeah, he's hit a couple Molyneux.
They're caught in this clinch. Neither of them knows how to throw on that disengage. I think Chase went down. I can't really tell if those are landing on hands or body. Oh, a nice chest shot from Chase.
I think he landed a couple of those to the body. It's kind of hard to tell on the stream, though.
This is not a great stream on that. I'm going to announce a little ahead of time and watch the real fight instead of the camera. I apologize. All right, so they're setting distance now. It looks like they're starting to get tired. Ooh.
Chase isn't tired. He was just
you can hear Paul yelling in the background, swing, swing, swing. He really wants him to put it on at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Chase took that.
I do think Chase took that as well. And really, I think it's at the end, that point I was talking about the physicality and the gas. It looked like Alexander slowed down. He was getting Chase to bite on fakes and then landing a clean blow, but then he'd eat 2 or 3 more before he could reset his guard.
Yeah.
And even if he would catch a good block, Chase would throw 3 or 4 shots. The key to this is flurry, flurry, flurry. We are not looking for one perfect killing strike. We're wearing armor. Armor protects you. We want to see you put as much output as you can.
Absolutely, 100%. Chase is actually fighting a little bit like how Brian Durante fights.
I definitely see that. He's getting in there. He's putting the pressure, and he's just throwing. No respite for his opponent.
And that's an extremely good way of going about that.
Yeah, it's hard to beat an opponent, even an inferior swordsman who does that. You really. Oh, and here we go again. They're setting some distance. Now, you notice that Alessandro is holding his sword back like that. That's going to give him a little bit quicker release for the throw. However, it takes his guard away. One thing you're not seeing them do a lot of is change the angle. They'll throw vertical, 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 or horizontal, horizontal, horizontal. You're not seeing vertical, horizontal, horizontal, vertical. Changing up that angle of attack really opens up your opponent. Nice block by Chase right there.
Yeah, Chase has taken a couple shots, but I think he's landed a front to the body.
He needs to. Alessandro's slowing down. He's landing blows, but he's not following them. We see Chase throwing knees.
He tried to get a takedown there. He was real close.
Oh, that was a nice heavy blow. Nice blocks, nice blocks. All of those shots were caught. You can see that Chase is starting to tire out too now.
He needed to go low with those. If he had gone low to the legs, he would have landed them.
Agreed. Chase was just throwing into the blade. However, despite the fact that he's losing his shot selection, I believe he's still winning just by the fact that Alessandro can't respond. He's got that block. He's got that D. But if he doesn't throw back, he's still going to probably eat too many shots. You can see him sitting on the ground in the back. Jay just stood him up. He's getting very, very tired.
It looks like helmets are coming off.
Nope, no. He just took it off to breathe. He's putting it back on now. I believe.
Hi, Jay. All right. So,
again, Chase took it, but much closer this time. He's slowing down, and we're starting to see Alessandro open up a bit more.
It looks like Paul is telling him to go, go, go.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. What Alessandro needs to do is keep it at range. He needs to be moving more, and he needs to be using his game, which is a skill game. So he needs to stay in guard, in a very defensive guard, and catch a blade, throw a blade, and leave. He needs to make it a one-shot fight, and that's not how you do it.
Yep.
He's eaten one. That's 2 right now.
Yep, Palm will strike.
Yep. He's controlling this grapple, though. That was a nice takedown. It's only worth 1 point, the same as a strike. However, if Chase standing back up is tiring, so he might be able to take advantage. Chase is tiring down. They both need to start changing their angles and changing their level of attack. You're right. You're not seeing anyone throw low. Chase trying to go into half sword. You need to do that from in close. He's put himself at a serious disadvantage, but Alexander not taking advantage of it. Got in close again. He needs to score. Oh, no. Oh, no. Turned his back, and now he's done. There's no way you're making it up from that. So he's down at least 4 points.
For those half sword, those strikes are counted then.
Stop it. Those strikes should be counted by the rules. The rule states 2 hands on the weapon, a solid edge blow. It does not state it needs to be 2 hands on the pommel, nor does it say that it needs to be effective to armor or effective to out of armor. Simply solid, clean, edge on.
And those looked like they were all, at least from my perspective, solid blows with the edge of the weapon.
I agree. Some would say that that's a little bit of a cheesy action due to the fact that you wouldn't really use a half sword like that in combat. However, if you've never been cross-checked to the face repeatedly, had your brain scrambled, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because that will open up a real shot if this were a real fight.
Absolutely.
You
saw in the last submission match you guys had when your armor broke, Brandon used that same tactic to control lane in the submission match and eventually get the win.
Correct. Hell, just in this fight, you saw that when Alexander gave up, it was because that in that ending fight, those 3 shots from the half sword, he turned his back. He got so rattled, he couldn't even face his opponent anymore and just started eating shots to the back of his head. And really, that's why he lost.
Does that move or that strike even exist in HEMA?
Not in HEMA per se, but realistically, it would. Anyone who fights what's called Harnischfechten, which is the German word for fighting in armor, which is what HEMA calls armored fighting. Anyone who does that, who would not use a cross check, is following the books too closely. There are plenty of actions that bring you in close to use the pommel, to use the cross guard in what essentially becomes a cross-checking manner. So realistically, you would be able to do that. And they're all almost all of them are used to open up a shot with either a dagger stabbed to an open area or with the tip. I say this as a very, very base HEMA practitioner. So if you're an actual HEMA practitioner and you're listening, please feel free to correct us on the truth of that matter. I might be talking out of my ass.
Don't worry. If one of them hears it, they will definitely correct you.
All right, so we're moving to the melee portion, and it looks like we're starting with 5v5, which is amazing.
Is that your helmet I see out there?
It very well might be. Yeah, so that's not my current helmet. Marie is wearing my old helmet. When I upgraded, she took my old helmet.
Did you wear your new helmet at the last fight?
She wore my new helmet. She's worn it for about a half a year now, and she also wore it at the last Rookie Rumble.
Okay.
Because her helmet was not up to fighting with men throwing hard strikes.
Right, looks like we have Carl. I think that's Erica, Marie. I can't tell who else is out there. Kirk is on the other side, and somebody that looks a lot like Ben Sugarman, but obviously isn't.
No, I believe I see Jordan out there in the middle.
Okay.
And that's Maestro Moore. Josh in the corner with the white shoes. Oh, you can't see the white shoes on our camera. All right.
Yeah,
I should probably
announce.
Oh, wow, they are off to a hell of a start.
That was smart.
First one down on Team Kickass. I can't tell. It looks like one down for each team.
So Kirk had taken a super hard shot to the side and somehow maintained his balance. He went down since then, but it was really good for him to maintain.
We see Josh Barber's lost a weapon, looking to grab a weapon. Oh, cut! Lost his HUD! Lost his helm! We got a helm off! Jordan has yet again lost his helm. I cannot believe that.
That's 3 times now in the last 2 fights.
This is crazy.
He needs to get his helmet checked.
Yeah.
He's gonna. If this keeps happening to this kid, something bad might happen to him. And
it looks like the Simon Strap. Looks like we have a Simon Strap problem. I don't know if that's a red card or if he's going to be allowed to fight again. But the fight's about to resume. It's 2-on-4. The only one down for Team Kickass is Marie.
Well,
Josh starting to lay some shots in. Is that Carl throwing shots as well?
Yeah, he's throwing some one-handed shots in there, some punches. They got that big dude. I guess that's Angel.
Yeah, it looks like. No, I believe that's Lamar.
Lamar.
It's either Lamar or Angel. I can't tell. He's wearing a New York shield and using New York armor.
That was a good take.
And it's done. 4-0. Team Kickass.
That was a really nice takedown there at the end by Carl.
What?
That was a really nice takedown there at the end by Carl.
It was.
He grabbed the helmet, turned, and used his hip to control his opponent's hip and just rooted him in the ground. It was very Greco style.
Carl comes from. Carl is coming from a long martial arts background, open hand style. Looks like we have a traffic jam in the ring right now. This is exactly what I was talking about. Managing to figure out how to make your subs. And we're already running into problems. So it looks like we're starting to get people onto the field again. I see Julie Jacob for Team Kickass. Tom for Team Kickass. Is that Carl again?
Yeah, it is. On the other side, you got Big Tobacco, Marco Damiano.
Do you know who that is in the Rhinos tabard?
I can't tell.
That's Maestro Mort on the other side of them.
Okay.
It's down to 4. Marco needs a 5th fighter, but Brandon's calling time.
Oh, well.
Oh, no, managed to squeeze in.
That's Kirk.
That's Kirk right there? All right. Brandon jumping out of the ring before he gets squished.
Yes.
Team Kickass bringing it again. We see Julie doing that cross check. Oh, Marco got her by the head. She's still up, though. I don't see much chopping, just some grappling going on. And Big Tobacco is down. Did you see who got that takedown?
I did not. I was just going Big Tobacco is down. Marijuana has been legalized.
I don't know who this is swinging, but they are bringing some heat.
Yep. They're wrestling each other now.
Oh, some heat in the corner as well.
Well, that was a good escape by Kirk. It's not going to do him any good.
No, I don't know who that is wearing in the corner with the axe, using the Baltimore flag as a belt, but they were swinging some heat right there.
The Baltimore flag is a belt. Was that Danielle?
Maybe. I do not know. I'm having
Baltimore.
trouble. I'm having trouble figuring out who is who right now.
It looks like Big Tobacco is having some problem.
Big Tobacco flipping out in the middle of the... I don't know if you can hear this. We're running into some chaos right now on the switching. All right.
Looks like Carl's back in with Angel, Marie. Is that?
I think that's Caitlin.
And that's Jesse with the Maryland flag around her.
Yep. Big Tobacco looks like he's staying in.
Good for him. That smoking habit can really kill your cardio.
Yes, it can. If you're trying to do this,
quit smoking.
I don't know who that is who just came in with a weird kettle hat. And
That got to be a New York guy because of the crazy helmet.
Those brimmed hats are not great. They offer a lot of opportunities for your opponent to grab you and move you by your helm.
And you don't want to land on it either.
No, that's true.
That brim sends every when you land on it wrong, and it hits the ground and right into your brain. That pressure goes right in.
So who do we have? We have Big Tobacco, Jesse, new
Kettle
fighter,
hat guy.
And I think that might be. I don't know who that is.
That's Kirk is in there again. Man, Kirk's really going after it.
Yeah, he is. Do you know who the big guy is on the far side?
That's the guy that we couldn't name earlier. The big guy. We didn't have a name for him.
I think that might be Angel. I think you were right. Oh, Kirk throwing some serious punches.
Kirk's getting
Marie
better.
looking for an axe shot. Oh,
Ooh,
two
he hit his head
down.
on the way down.
Oh, landing some shots. Who's up? We have Carl with a nice kick.
Oh, he just.
It's 2-on-1 with Marie. She's throwing some shots. Big Tobacco just grabs her. Oh, she slips free. Will she be able to pull this out? Nope. And she's down.
She just went up against two really big dudes at the same time and didn't back down at all.
She did
That's
not.
Pretty impressive.
She was throwing some serious heat, but Tobacco just shoved it off. I want to point out, he's wearing about 100 pounds of armor. No lie. Now, most of us max out at around 80 pounds. That dude is over armored as fuck, but it paid off right there when he just shrugged off those blows.
I want to fight him so bad now. Yeah, that great helm that he wears, I had one, and it is a beast. Those things are monstrous. They weigh about 20 pounds, and he's got the scales on it. That thing's got to weigh at least 27 pounds.
You know, I don't know how I feel about these scale Aventails. I gotta say,
as somebody who's broken his collarbone in this sport, I understand it.
That's fair. I went
the other way and just got big shoulders.
Yeah, the big shoulders seem to be my way. I think you can actually get less weight with them and more protection. So
absolutely,
1 point of failure. So who knows?
Well, technically, an Aventail is 1 point of failure too. If it gets.
I'm gonna check the chat. We got some talking going on. Let's see. We got Al asking about a pimp chalice. I have no idea. Oh, that must be on my mic from way back. They're talking about brims being steering wheel. All right, and we're back at it.
Eli, Al, Heather Mason, JoJo is in the chat. Nash is in the chat. Hey guys, hope everybody's enjoying.
Julie dropped by Angel right here. He needs to find a target faster. That's been his big problem. Field awareness. Oh, he just cleared someone out in the corner. Marco just got hit while he was down. Carl laying into Angel, not afraid at all. Looks like Caitlyn just went at one of their bigger fighters, not afraid at all either. Trying to put that axe into it, not really effective.
Nope.
A lot of the fighting in the corner we can't see. Josh looks like he's tied up. Oh, Carl throwing some shots. Stop fight called. Shot to the back of the knee. So what is happening right now is Carl is being put in the penalty box. A rule that we have in chapter matches is that when you get what would be a yellow card offense, you will have to sit out for a minute of fight time. So at the end of this round, if his minute is not up, he's
out the next round.
He will still be in that next round in that penalty. But then when it's over, he gets to run back in. So it's kind of like the penalty box in hockey. It looks like that ended the round, though, because when Carl went out, it was down to a 3-on-1 with just race up.
So until that point, Carl had been fighting very well. He's being very aggressive, much more aggressive than I've ever seen him before.
And you know what I'm seeing? He's got better field awareness. He's definitely had a problem where he kind of looks lost out there. Now he's just saying, fuck it, I'm going to pick a target and go. And I gotta say, if you don't know what you're doing, I much prefer you doing that.
Yeah, do something. That's actually something that Andrew Dion, the former regional commander of the Mid-Atlantic region, used to talk about a lot when he was running the first swords was, I don't care if you do the wrong thing as long as you do something. And that kind of always stuck with me because he was one of the more experienced guys when I first joined. And that sort of always stuck with me. And what am I doing out there? Well, I'm going to do something. I'm not going to just stand there and not do anything.
All right, so who do we have out? It looks like we have Marco, Jordan, I believe that's Morte, Jesse maybe, and I don't know who that is. And that's probably Tara in the Rhino's Tabard.
Yeah.
Do you know who we have on Team Kickass?
So close in here, is that Julie?
No, I do not believe I see her bar boot out there.
Okay, she's got a bar boot.
It's a man down on Kickass team due to the penalty. That was a nice turn. I believe that was Tom throwing that heavy shot. No, I don't know who that is. Oh, but whoever it is, they're landing some heavy axe blows. Tara getting messed up. That's Tom walking in on Jordan. And all of Team Marco Marauders are locked in the corner now.
Yep, Jesse's still up, looks like.
Jesse's still up, and now it's down to a 2-on-2. Well done by Kickass coming back. You talked about Jordan being squirrely, and we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at locking people down. He was tough for me to lock down. So
yeah, I feel like I'm usually one of the squirreliest in there. Oh, and now it's a 2-on-1. It looks like Carl's coming in to help. Not a good place to be. A big man can just hold you while the other puts out damage. Carl kind of ineffective with these strikes, though. Jordan's making it work. He's got his axe. Oh! But he's down. But he did a good job there. He did a great job. That was a great work. And you know what happened there? He drained 2 big fighters on Team Kickass. So even if they didn't get that point, later on in the fight, they may regret taking that long to take him down because they may be too sapped.
It looks like we got a question in the chat from KDC Robson. It looks like is that Tyler?
Sorry, what was the question?
The chat is, what weights are the bigger guys there right now? Hard to tell on the feed, not knowing them. I'd say some of the bigger guys are probably close to 300 pounds in there.
Angel is easily pushing 320, if not bigger. He's like 6'4" and a big dude. I think we've seen a couple more 300 pounders out there. I would bet Tom's in that area.
Big Tobacco is probably up there.
Yep, but most of the fighters are probably in the 200 to 230 range. I want to point out Jordan out there is actually probably under 160.
Yeah, he weighs like 140 pounds.
He's waving for everyone to hear. Apparently he heard me. Yeah,
he's a squirrely dude, man. So you're probably the squirreliest guy I've ever had to fight in the sport. But he's pretty squirrely too.
And this is that point I brought up earlier. Brandon's counting down to fight time, and Marco did not. Oh, just at the last second, got his team in. They have to get their subbing done better in that next quarter, or they are really gonna pay. Fighting is going.
Yep, Angel.
Notice a much slower approach by Team Kickass as the rounds go on.
Well, there goes one of the fighters from Team Kickass.
It looks like Tara's down. Jordan again slips out with Tom.
Tom's a big dude.
Oh, and Carl and someone in the corner put that man down. Carl drops a weapon. Stop fight called.
Man, Brandon really gets right in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He ain't worried about
I believe that last throw was done after the stop fight. It'll be interesting to see if they stand Angel and Big Tobacco up. No, that's not Angel. That's Lamar. They stand Lamar and Big Tobacco up. Lamar is wearing Angel's old helm, and so it's very confusing. But he's also wearing Morgan's shoulders. I believe that they called that a 3-on-1. I think Brandon sat the other Marauder, and so that became a 3-on-1 with Jordan the last one up.
So that should be. I think that's going to be 5-1.
That sounds right to my count. I'm trying to see the scoreboard, but it doesn't look like they're updating it. I'll have a talk with them after on the break.
Well, Bridget
see Big Tobacco struggling to get up. He is tired. He's wobbly. That fall, I think, really messed with him.
Well, he was fighting with one of the only guys in there that can physically match up as far as size with him, an Angel. And dude, I fought Angel, and it wasn't easy. I don't usually have too much of a problem with bigger guys. Simon and Al withstanding, who have given me all sorts of problems, right? And he was a load to deal with, man.
Yeah, no. The way you fight Angel is you don't be there.
Yeah, that's a good. Don't be there. Go fight somebody else.
Yeah. Well, the boy's feet aren't that good, and if he'll run himself over. If you try to bring him over, though, best case scenario, you're probably going down with him.
Al says Big Tobacco needs a horse.
Needs what?
A horse.
Yeah, that is not fighting on foot armor.
Al doesn't say much, man, but when he speaks, it speaks volume.
All right, so here we go again. Julie off of Carl's shoulders. Kurt goes right into Carl. He ain't scared of nothing right now. Oh, there was a good throw in the background that I missed. Someone is going to town with that axe right there. Two down.
The gentleman in the
third one down.
The cross on his helm with the knight's helm with the blackened helm with the cross on it is really fighting well.
Yes.
Oh, he goes down. I think that's Evan Machane, I think.
You're probably right.
Because I'm pretty sure that's the helm that he bought, and he's wearing the Rhino's tabard. And it's the right size of guy.
Yep, no, I believe you're right. You know who else is fighting really good? Who I don't know who they are? Who's ever wearing that Maryland belt and that nasal helm? They're swinging axe. They've dropped two fighters on a throw, and they put out some serious axe swinging. I'm definitely going to try and figure out who that is on the break. JoJo
says it's Evan.
It's who?
Evan, in the black helm.
She's talking about the black helm with the Rhino tabard. Yes, no, he's looking great. Kurt is looking great. The Rhinos are going to have a solid team this year, and whenever Ian gets back, they're going to have an even solider team.
Ian should be back I was talking to him the other day. He gets his evaluation in 2 months, so it's not going to be that much longer.
So they'll miss him for this season, but next season, ooh, baby, that summer season, it is going to be a banger. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm going to be asking you to come down and murk for us when we have to fight him.
Oh, you know I'm down. You know I'm down, baby. Here we go. Angel goes in.
That's what I want to see.
Oh, he's just swinging. He doesn't care who he hits.
He hit himself 3 times. He doesn't care so much.
He's locked himself in the corner. It looks like we've lost
2 guys down.
Looks like we've lost 2. Oh! Evan took down, I think, Carl. No, that was Kurt. And now it's just who brought Angel down with them right there. That was well done.
That was actually a really nice wrestling takedown.
Who was that?
I can't tell, but it looks like they're in pain now. I think that person rolled over their ankle. Or maybe not. I could be totally wrong.
No, it looks like they were just trying to get up.
Did my boy Sam Jensen make it up there?
Sam Jensen, unfortunately, did not make it up. The weather prevented him.
Yeah. It's
And I believe we're on the break. I'm going to go try and figure out who some of these fighters are and leave you to entertain our crowd.
Okay, I'm going to take 5 as well. There's something I need to do here with my daughter. But
all right. You take care of your daughter. All right, folks. We'll be right back in a little bit.
Yes, sentient cheese. It's all about Josh. Going through here to answer some of the questions that are in the chat right now while we're between rounds. Joe Fontenot says Brandon and the other ref should be out of the ring before saying fight. It blocks some rushes. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think when you have a small field and you have a lot of fighters in it, you you got to be, as a ref, you got to be careful. So Katie, you missed the beginning. How were teams chosen? I'm not really sure. I think last year what they did was they had like a pickup game, and they also did that the first year. So I'm pretty sure that they would have done like a pickup. Pick two captains, and the captains are Marie and Marco Damiano, and done like a pickup game. Al says, Nikki says Josh doesn't live with me. Apparently, I talk plenty. Then I guess Nikki is right. Andrew Schaefer says need numbers on tabards. Yep, I totally agree. Katie says Sam's Club. Yes. Let's see, Joe. Well, I thought in the field last weekend, and two of my rushes were blocked because the Wrath Jay was in the way. So I think I know what I'm talking about. I'll let Jay know that you're talking junk, Joe. Just kidding. It's fine. More head movement. Yes, more head movement is always good. It's kind of hard when you got some of those 20-pound helms on, though. But Mr. Schaefer with the 28-inch skull should know about big helms. Yes, that last round looked like it was a draw. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just start rambling off some puns. And there go all our watchers. So for those who just joined, we are between rounds. There will be, the fighting is going to take place in 4 15-minute quarters, sort of like how they do in a football game. So the team that ends up scoring the most points at the end of all 60 minutes of fighting is the team that's going to win. It looked like the team Kick-Axe, which is led by Marie Brooks, is up probably about 5-1. It's hard to see the scoreboard from here, so when Ringo gets back, he'll update the score for us against Marco's Marauders, which are led by Marco Damiano. So far, Team Kick-Axe has really been taking the fight to Marco's Marauders. Now, this format is a little different than the standard chapter format, which is a race to 11 points. The first team that wins 11 rounds wins. This timed fight is an experiment. They're testing it out for Rookie Rumble. Rookie Rumble is a fantastic way of testing it out. If this works out, we might see it more in the future. It's absolutely a good way of making the fights TV friendly because you know how long it's going to last. Okay, we're going to do 15 minutes with a 10-minute break, 15 minutes with a 10-minute break. You can really schedule that for TV. And with the advent of the Night Fight TV show, we are getting in the ACL a lot of publicity. So more TV could be in our future if the TV show Night Fight on History Channel, January 23rd, 10 p.m., shameless plug, really takes off.
Are you back?
I'm back. I've been entertaining the crowd with news about Night Fight and reiterating the rules of today's game.
Right. I am also back. So I want to talk about. So the score right now is 7-2, Team Kick-Ass.
Okay, I'd been saying 5-1, but 7-2
Nope.
sounds.
Apparently it's 7-2, and we're there's going to be a slight change to the rules. Before what was happening is they were stopping the time in between rounds. So the only thing that counted was fight time. Now the time between rounds will be taken off the clock for the quarter, and this will give our fighters more rest.
Well, that's fantastic. I thought that they would have been running it between rounds anyway, and I was wondering why that quarter seemed to be taking so long.
No, it's because we wanted to maximize fighting time, and apparently we maximized it too much.
Yeah, that's seems to be the case because those guys look tired. So I was just talking to the audience about how this quarter format is going to be more TV friendly because you can actually know how long the match is going to go on.
I agree that's one of the things that I believe Jay was trying to fix when he came up with it. There looks like they're going to be talking about some more rules changes after this, how to maximize the performance. I want to remind everyone this is a beta test for this rule set. It's not an official rule set yet, but we may see something like this at the summer season. So
I absolutely love it, especially as the chapters are getting bigger. Because this will allow us to actually expand from, okay, we're only having 8 fighters to maybe doing 12 fighters for a chapter match. Since we're doing a timed fight, you have more opportunity to get more fighters in there.
Right. I agree. And I think it'll be better for handling 5v5s too, in that by making this a timed fight, and if by switching up to 5s, now your actual team management becomes way more of an issue versus before in 3s and whatever, you didn't necessarily have to manage your lines. So I'm a big fan of anything that brings more tactics into the game. So I'm a big fan of that.
It'll also make it a lot more necessary to put 2 gates on your lists, 1 for each team.
Yes. Definitely having a smart list design will be important. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know what the results of this will be, obviously, because we're doing it right now.
So far, I really like it.
Yeah, me too. So yeah.
So while we have some extra time, why don't we talk about the thing that's on everybody's mind?
Boobs?
No, those are on everybody's chest.
Are you talking about a TV show that might be on History Channel on Wednesday
January
nights?
23rd at 10 p.m.
I believe I've heard something about that. Is it? It's Night something, correct?
Night Right? Night Fighter?
Oh yes, no, Night Fight. That is it.
Night Fight. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. Yes, it's premiering this Wednesday. I am so excited. I just recently got to see a clip of myself fighting Sean O'Flynn, and wow.
Let's just call Sean O'Flynn what he is, the handsomest man on the left coast.
Handsomest man in armor. Hands down. I'm sorry. Sean wins that contest.
Yes. Sorry, Homer.
He is my man crush. I mean, sorry to you as well as another handsome gentleman. You lose. I'm sorry.
And Kraken too, and you, and Kat.
To be fair though, Kraken's mustache does bring him in some serious competition.
Dude, the Kraken's mustache is ridiculous. You know, I actually think it's a sentient being of its own.
I believe it. It's talked to me and seduced me every time I see him. Hey, it looks like we're about to go on singles. I'm not sure the format, but I'm seeing them getting ready and hearing them yell some stuff out.
The format will be NFTS.
The format is sword and shield this time.
Okay, so this is where we'll see Lamar.
This is where we'll see Lamar. I see him getting ready right now in the hallway. I see Sloan doing some weird perching thing in the ring. I don't know what that's about. Well,
it's Sloan, so she's going to get away with it regardless.
I also want to mention some stuff about I've gone through and I've looked up some of the fighters. The fighter in the Baltimore Sash who is really putting it out, that's Gunner. He is a young kid. He might even still be in high school. He might be 18. He is really pouring it out there. Great to see that from him. Lamar's also looking good. Kurt, you called it. He's putting it out there. Carl's putting it out there. The kettle hat who is looking good is Kevin. I don't remember Kevin, but so yeah, that's who I've picked up from the hallway. This going through.
We don't have a Kevin on the list.
That's weird because there's a Kevin fighting. Apparently, I gave you the roster wrong. So yeah,
that's okay. They might be going by a different name, like Kevin is their middle name, and they gave their first name or something.
All right, here we go. Lamar's coming out. We have the singles fighters coming out right now. Nope. Brandon's telling them not to come out. He's gonna yell a little bit first.
Muscle Jesus. Listen to Muscle Jesus.
The only difference is between the long sword and this, only sword strikes count. Punches they can do, not punches to the head, but they don't count for points. The only thing that counts for points is strikes with the weapon. There is no grappling. We only penalize if they grapple.
Looks like that's Kirk.
Yep, that is Kirk. Notice both fighters are using punch shields. It's an odd choice for a Sword and Shield's duel match, but they probably didn't think they were coming here to do some duels. So
I've seen Sword and Shield done with punch shields before, and it takes something away from the technique because you defend very differently with a punch shield than you do with a regular sword, regular light shield.
Yeah, honestly, I would say just don't defend. Just put that shield and use it as it's supposed to be, and just scramble. You can't punch them in the face, but you can punch the crap out of their shoulder, and that's all I would be doing with it. They'll punch you to the shoulder.
I actually watched Greg Fabic and Lucas Champion do a Sword and Shield match at Buttway Brutality, where Lucas had a punch shield, and Greg just ripped him apart.
So I remember a fight back when I first started. Brandon Ross, the ref right now, fought a highly skilled Sword and Shield technician and punched him so hard in the shoulder he dislocated his shoulder. He still lost the match, but it's only because he didn't know how to swing at the time. So you can use a punch shield. You just got to make sure you're using it as a punch shield. And too many people try to use it like an offensive option. Here we go.
So Katie asked, do duels count for points? Yes, the 3-round duel counts for 1 point.
Kurt was getting eaten alive a little bit in that verse, but those shots looked a little sloppy, and now he's scoring.
A little too much grappling for a short.
A little too much, and those shots that that Lamar is throwing they're kind of landing. Looks like they're landing flattish. They're kind of rolling.
They look like they were landing flat to me too, and that's on the stream.
He's trying to throw some false edge shots with the back of the blade. Those are very hard to throw in full armor. And you can tell he's tired. You can tell he's very tired. Kurt, however, just dancing around, not throwing enough. Oh, he just puts his shield down. That's dumb. He's not winning that enough. He just eats one to the face. Those low shots are good.
Kurt looks good, though.
He does. His movement's great. He needs to keep his guard up and he needs to throw more shots. He's going high and going low, but he needs to keep it up, not just throw 1 or 2 and getting out. Lamar, on the other hand, he's trying to stuff Kurt's sword arm when he gets in, and he's doing it effectively, but he's doing it with an underhook, and that's tiring him out and not giving him distance. I like doing that by posting and just continuing to ram it as a punch into their shoulder. We'll see how that happens. Paul's giving him some advice right now. Sean giving Kurt advice in the other corner. And looks like we're about to get the results.
What I didn't like, and I'm a grappler, right? I didn't like seeing that grappling because technically in sword and shield, you're not supposed to do that.
You are not. However, because he was still swinging, I believe they were keeping it open. But I agree, you're not supposed to throw. That underhook should break them up. Though I don't like that rule.
I don't like that either, but it's a rule, and if we're going to have rules, we should enforce them.
I agree 100%. So Lamar took that. I think he took it just on that first bit of output, and then once he got tired, Kurt just didn't close in enough.
I think we're going to see a difference here. I think Kirk is going to.
Nice block there.
He needs to return on those blocks, though.
I agree. He needs to throw more. He's just not throwing enough. He's winning the movement, but he's still eating. His defense isn't there. I think
he's not swinging enough, which is allowing Lamar to score just as much, if not more.
I think Kurt's tired out, and Lamar is putting everything into these strikes. It's hard to punish with a arming sword, but Lamar he's making sure that he's going to come as close as he can. That's flat. That's flat. That's flat. These should not be counting, but he's never sure what a counter will or won't call. So I'm surprised to see Kurt this tired based on how he was at the end of the last round.
Well, he did do a lot of fighting.
He did. He did. Both fighters have been out pouring their hearts out. That was a lot of fighting that first round.
Yeah, sometimes that exhaustion just hits you. Sometimes it just sneaks up on you and just hits you right away.
Right. You just hit that wall. You think you're good, and all of a sudden you're not. Looks like Kurt's hit that point. Lamar, on the other hand, looks like he found his second wind. He's pacing himself much better this round, and he's just putting it out there on those strikes. Everything he's got into every strike.
It looks like he's also using hammer grip as opposed to OK grip, which could be tiring his arm out.
Mm-hmm. One of the problems with having new fighters is they don't realize how tiring swinging just with that extra weight of an armor is. Just that armor makes that so much worse. And then in addition, if you have tight straps, your blood gets stuck in your hand and your hand pumps so fast.
Yep. So one of the things that I do when I'm training for sword and shield is I put a wrist weight on my sword arm to help. And it's a 10-pound wrist weight, so it's not like it's light, right? To help get my arm ready for all the swinging that's necessary.
Here we go again. Kurt starting to light it off this time. He's positioning himself near that post, but he's not using it to block his opponent's weapon. Using the terrain is a very important aspect of ring control, and Kurt is not using it, and now he's tired. Well, he hit his wall again.
The stream is kicking in and out a little bit for me, so it's a little hard for me to see what's going on.
I apologize for the lack of stream. Kurt looks like he might going to give it up. Lamar punched him. He's going down. He's on his knees. Brandon's talking to him. He's back up now.
There's no quitting. No quitting.
The crowd is going wild. Are we back? Is the stream up?
Yep, the stream is up.
That's good.
It was in and out. It was like buffering a lot.
So this is what you're talking about. That grapple should have been broken way sooner.
Yes.
Lamar almost got a throw. That same one right now. And now Brandon breaks it up. But that's
Sword
time.
Shield is just not entertaining when there's grappling. It's entertaining when there is a lot of movement and sword work.
Yeah.
That said, grappling should be legal in my opinion.
I agree with you 100%. But as you said earlier, if we have rules, they should be enforced. And I think Brandon was a little loose on enforcing that grappling. Based on that fight, I don't think we're going to see any of Kurt in this next fight, in this next round. and very little of Lamar.
I would encourage them to take a rest.
Yep. All right. So here we have the fighters coming out, and it looks like we have Jordan, Marco. I believe that's Maestro Mort. That's Kevin with the white punch shield and the weird brimmed hat, and then Alejandro's back using a metal punch shield.
Is that a Grizzlies tabard? No, it's a Nashua's Nightmare tabard. That
Who do you think has the Grizzlies tabard?
No, it was a Nashua Nightmares tabard.
Yes, no. I believe we have Carl wearing the captain's tabard for the Nashua Nightmares.
Okay.
And in the corner here we have looks like Gunner, and then Tom, Carl in the middle, Chase next over, and I can't tell who's on the far side. That's Josh Barber, I believe.
Okay. Based on the lineups here, I'd have to give the advantage to Pickaxe again.
Oh, they made a sub. Someone is wearing a mix of Kraken and Ben Sugarman's armor. I still don't know who that is. Oh, coming out hard on Team Kickass, but I don't think they were able to put anyone down on that charge. Chase looking to swing. Carl coming in. They need to work together, and they've put theirs down.
Yep, that
Barber puts his man down. Oh, Chase chops the crap out of Marco, and that is an impressive performance by Team Kickass. There's a lot of hot-looking new fighters here. I am so excited for this new talent coming in.
Are you like the Pointer Sisters? You're so excited?
Am I what?
The Pointer Sisters, you're so excited?
I don't get that. Are you talking about my nipples being hard? Because if so,
No.
yes.
No, the Pointer Sisters sing the song, I'm so excited.
Oh, I cannot hide it. You are correct, sir. You are correct. All right, subs are coming in.
It is my opinion that Chase James is one of the top up-and-coming fighters in the country.
It's very possible.
My
all
opinion.
right, who do we have on the field right now? We have, it looks like Jesse. And then I believe that's Evan next to her. I can't tell who those other rhinos are because they have their backs to us.
Is that Angel over there?
It does look like Angel. You are correct. And then next to him, Tara. And then again, the mystery fighter wearing Ben's armor. For Team Kickass, that's Marie with the axe in our corner close to us. On her right is Erica Jepson. I can't tell who that is with the Sugarloaf, the visored Sugarloaf. Tom in the middle, and then Chase anchoring down the end. Do you know who that is in that Sugarloaf?
That looks like my old Sugarloaf.
Do you know who bought your old Sugarloaf?
I never sold it. I was letting Eli use it, and a guy named Eric. Oh, Eric Ramsey Clark. That's Eric Ramsey Clark.
Well, now we know, and that is Eric in the middle who has a not-bought helm. Do you need me to return that to you after this fight?
No, I let him go. I didn't match up Eric Ramsey Clark with Eric RC. His Facebook name is Eric RC.
Yes. No, I remember him now. All right. Brandon hyping the crowd up. Fight's about to start.
I thought
Here we go.
Looked familiar. That's my helm.
Tom went in. Oh, Chase tried to cross behind him, but had nowhere to go. And now Team Kickass is in a bad position, caught in. Marie standing up. She needs to get out. Evan has her back, but he's stuck in the corner, can't do much with it.
Look at Jessie go. She's running around.
She is not scared at all. She's getting in there, mixing it up. Someone needs to get a quick takedown now, though. Need to see some swinging. I'm guessing that is Alex wearing the armor from Kraken due to the hesitancy of the swinging. It's a problem we've seen from women a lot. Hesitating to swing. Oh, those hammers his fists with the shield from Evan looked effective, but Marie's still standing. Oh! And that is why movement in armor is so important. He was not paying attention. Oh! She's chopping him. He does not look like he likes it. He's still up. He's still up, though.
That might be Alex. I didn't know she was going up there for this fight.
I believe that is Alex. That charge from Evan is case in point when I talk about overcharging. You cannot do that. You need to, not only do you need to make sure you hit your target, if you miss your target, you need to make sure you are still on your feet. But you need to make sure you're on your feet after you hit your target too. Don't run straight through them. Make sure when you hit, you have somewhere to go.
Absolutely.
Great work.
The choir on that one.
Great work by Chase there. Chase definitely had a bad early start in that round, but his movement made up for it near the end.
Chase is good. He can fight, man.
He can. He's only 6 months in. I want to remind everyone, there's not a fighter out here with more than 18 months of experience. These are all young, hungry fighters, and they're all putting out quite a show for you today. We're seeing a lot of talent coming in. Honestly, I think the average here is better than I was at my time at this point, and supposedly I'm one of the better fighters in the game. So who knows where the game is going soon?
Some of these guys in their first fight are much better than me when I was in my first fight.
Gunner right now, honestly, is putting on a show that I could see him fighting on some regional teams.
Absolutely. Silver Dragons? Absolutely.
Absolutely. So some standouts for me are Gunner, Carl, Chase, Kevin, Kirk, Lamar. Chase says that I'm so pretty. Thank you, Chase.
I think Evan has been fighting very well.
You're
not fighting very well. Jordan has been fighting very well.
You're not wrong on any of those. Here we go. Again, Team Kickass bringing it to him. Oh, someone down fast, though. That was a nice drag. Who had that drag down? Did you see who had that nice drag down?
There was somebody in the way. I couldn't tell who got that. Carl was making another.
And then Alessandro has 2 takedowns already, I believe. So, nice takedown by I forget his name. Carl and Alessandro both fight at the same school. They're going head to head right in front of us. HEMA versus kickboxing.
I wouldn't have called that with a takedown because Marco Damiano tried to jump on Carl's back and just slid off and fell back.
Stop fight. Team Kickass with another win.
So who was that in the Glubo team that was fighting with Carl?
That was Alejandro. We saw him in that first longsword fight.
Okay, I remember him now.
I got to say, he's looking a lot better in his melees than he has previously.
Well, it looked like he was getting tired there at the end.
His gas tank is clearly still an issue.
I've noticed that's been a problem with some guys who are trying to make the jump from HEMA to our sport, in that they underestimate the cardiovascular and anaerobic fitness necessary to fight in our heavy armor.
Honestly, that seems to be an issue with everyone making the jump. You'll see guys who come in here, badasses in their sport, and great athletes who just don't realize the change. It's a very specific type of strength and cardio that few people just have right away. I am surprised to see that Gunner has it.
Gunner has it. Carl has it. It looks like Evan has it.
Yep. It's interesting to see that these fighters are coming out here just taking to armor right away.
And frankly, it looked kind of like Jessie had it too, because she was running all over the place.
That's true. Jessie is looking great out there. She's going to be a terror on the women's field.
Absolutely. When she's fighting people her own size and she bodies into them, because it's not like she's bodying into them in a dumb way. She's throwing her body at them in a very intelligent way. And when she does it to people her own size, she's going to take them down.
All right,
let's from the side. She's hitting him in the back. It's just that she's not quite big enough to have a super effect on some of these larger gentlemen.
Yeah, she needs to learn how to use her weapon skill a little bit more.
Yeah, or at least kick their legs.
All right, here we go. Right. And Jordan comes out but doesn't go far enough.
Kirk's
Yet again, they're trapped in that backfield.
And
Axe is starting to work.
Kirk, or had him, but Kirk's still up.
Yep.
Chase.
And we see Marco getting shot down. This double team that Josh and that was Gunner. That Gunner and Chase are doing. I've seen multiple people on Team Kickass do this. One grabs, the other chops. And then as soon as that changes, they switch over. We've seen Gunnar do it. We've seen Carl do it. We've seen Chase do it. We've seen Marie do it. And we've seen Josh Barber do it. That is the go-to strategy of the executioners. It's super simple. I grab, you chop, but you just don't see it enough.
Yep, you and Brian did it to me at the last fight.
Brian and I, it is our favorite thing to do. I
was
grab.
just like, nope, I give up. No more.
Yes, I think I remember asking you, like, hey, Josh, do you really want this beating? And you were like, honestly, no.
And that's, somebody told me I punked out for that. And I was like, that was just, I was going down regardless.
So there's this thing that I like to say that in general, you should never take a knee as your own volition. However, the problem is we don't have active coaches and corners who will throw the towel for you. And if you take a beating that prevents you from fighting in the next round, you've hurt your team far more than you did taking that knee. And so right now, our fighters need to be smart. Ideally, in the future, we'll have coaches who can make that call for you. We just don't have it right now.
I totally agree. If you're just taking a beating, go ahead and sit down. We aren't getting paid for this. We aren't in the NFL. We're not making millions of dollars. We can't risk not being able to go to work on Monday or Tuesday or whatever day you start to work in the week. In order to be tougher than and prove how tough you are by taking a beating.
Yep. All right, we're about to get ready to fight again. Looks like a smaller line from Team Kickass. We'll see if they still are taking that space, but they're not quite as fast. Oh! Who had that block? Was that Josh?
I believe so.
What a nice block right there. We see two Team Kickass fighting themselves, and they're already down right now. Marie with a nice run. She's got Jordan right there. I think Chase is swinging. That's never a good place to let that go. Carl getting in there.
As soon as Chase starts hitting you, grab him.
Yep. Do not take that many axe shots. In the corner, we see Jordan versus Marie. It's 3 one-on-one shots. Marie needs to let go. Yep. And get to work. But she needs to turn her back just like that. She's ready to take the shot. But she didn't stop him quick enough. Now it's on.
Jordan needs to work.
Chase should get free too. Chase needs to stop fighting his man. He's doing too many one-on-ones. There it is. No, Chase, swing. Nope, he's finally. Oh, Carl with a sweet trip.
I wish I had been able to see it.
That's Carl's go-to move right there, where he kicks out. He holds you on the top and kicks out one of your legs and then pulls you down on that same side.
That's a good move. I mean, that's a straight-up wrestling tactic.
Yeah. I've not seen it done with a low kick. I've seen it done with a pull. You have a couple of inside like leg sweeps with that, but from a much closer grapple is what I've seen.
Yeah, he does it a little bit differently, but it's the same concept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Ukrainians also like to do it. They like to do it from a Muay Thai clinch. Not a Muay Thai. Sorry, I can't talk. They like to do it from the clinch. And pulling you forward, and then they'll just step forward and kick your foot out from under you as you're walking.
It looks like Katie Robson's made some comments in the chat. Marauders making a lot of easily solvable mistakes, battlefield awareness, tripping on bodies, falling over their own throws. Probably should have had that last round otherwise. I can't disagree with that. Looks like good analysis.
There's a lot of team problems going on here, but it's on both sides. Neither team is really organized, which makes sense. These fighters don't get to fight together, and they're new.
Well, I am very impressed by Team Kickass and how and their teamwork, and I think that can be put directly on Marie's shoulders because she has some good experience, even though she's a newer fighter, and really getting them working together. And she's probably relying on some of the other guys too to help out. Like Carl, who's fought a number of times now and fought on the first group. We just picked Paul Friedell's and Andrew Dion's brains.
Here we go. Here we go again. And I want to point out what seems to be a lot of the win for Team Kickass is they take the field more. Notice now There's no quick takedown. Team Kick-Ass looks a little more disorganized. They've lost their first fight because they didn't shut down the field like they were doing earlier.
Look at Jessie go.
Jessie's going to town on, looks like, Erica. And look, that's exactly what a flanker needs to do.
Yes.
You hit and then you run. She didn't turn her back, though, and that could have been bad. But Erica did not come in great. And it looks like we have another takedown. I don't know who that was. That was Kurt helping Alexandra. Alejandro. Well, he just got sat, but Alejandro for tiring out in that first round.
Hold the helmet off.
He really put it out. Oh, Gunnar lost his helm.
Yeah, it looked like when Alejandro was taking Gunnar down, he might have hooked underneath the brim of the helm.
All right. It looks like Brandon's trying to figure out who is down, who is up when the stop fight got called, and figure out if it's a 3-on-1 or not. It looks like there are 2 up. Jessie is up for for Marco, and Kurt is up for Marco. Erica is up for Team Kick-Ass. They're all stuck in the corner. Julie is also up for Team Kick-Ass. There are, of the 5 fighters, 3 are women. I want to point that out, folks.
That's awesome.
When people say women can't fight in this, you're just full of shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I lost a sword and buckler match to
Julie with a nice takedown. She's got to get back in there, but she's wrestling Jordan, one of the squirreliest motherfuckers, and Kurt just put down Erica, but he's tired. He's tired. He manages to pull it out, though.
Wow, that was an amazing fight right there.
That
was incredible.
Well done to all the fighters out there.
And I want to give big ups to Jessie right there. She was all over the field. It looks like she had a little trip there at the end. That can happen, but throughout that fight, she was all over the place.
Right. I believe this is Jessie's second time in full armor.
It's only her second time fighting.
And she is her movement is great. It's one of the things we're not seeing out of a lot of our women is good, fast movement. So I cannot wait to see her out on a field with some open space. She is going to be a threat as a flanker. Hello? Did I lose you?
No, I was looking at the chat, and it looks like the person commenting as Katie C. Robson is actually Tyler. I was just asking if it was Tyler Von Oy. Also, John Slowey is in the chat, and he's asking which rhinos are fighting. Alex Fannin, Gunner. Or no, he's a Hun.
Evan is fighting.
What's that?
Evan is fighting. Kirk is fighting.
Kirk, Evan, Alex, Tara. That's all I can think of off the top of my head.
I am going to double check the score right now. I think it's 16-3. And it looks like we're on another 10-minute break. That was a hell of a lot of fighting. 16-3 for Team Kick-Ass.
That's a lot of fighting.
16-3, and there's a draw in there. There is so much fighting. So
yeah,
hold on one second. Most of these guys won't be able to do the Rumble itself. So we're going into the Rumble. Okay, so we've just got an update. The match has been stopped at 16-3, which makes sense. This is well past the normal number of fights that we would go, and well past the winning fight number. So we're gonna move into the Rumble. What are the rules of the Rumble for this, Jay?
Okay, so the rules for the Rumble are: we start with the 2 captains in the center of the field, and after 15 seconds, another fighter comes in. And another 15 seconds, another fighter comes in, and another fighter, and another fighter. And this is everyone out for themselves. So at the end, the final man standing or woman standing is the winner of the Rookie Rumble.
Thank you for that.
It behooves you to get picked last.
Yes. For this, being the captain is not a good thing. I'm not sure how this fight would go. I've never got to fight this format.
Okay, well, next time I come up there, we can do the Veterans Rumble and do it.
Oh,
like
the Veterans Rumble sounds amazing. I
We're
would,
all going
I would
to
love
die.
to have that.
We're all dead. We're just all dead.
I remember the last time I was in an all V match, an everyone for themselves match with veterans. It was the last fight for drafting for captains, and that was with Brandon, myself, and Lane. And before the fight, Lane and I were sitting there like, look, if Brandon brings out an axe, we're teaming up. We're just, neither of us are going to take the axe because no one wants to. Hold on one second. I'm being looked at by one of the refs. So yeah, that fight that's an interesting fight. Every man for himself, and if there's a Punisher out there, you can't let them hit you. You can't give them your back. And
Well,
if we were to do a Veterans Rumble, there'd be a lot of Punishers out there.
Yes. So I'm sure you've seen some of the premiere videos for the show, but one of them shows a lot of a particular fight where almost everybody went out with a hand.
Well, yes. I'm not sure what we're allowed to talk about the show, but that video, I do remember seeing some badass fighters on there and seeing some heavy blows. I think I heard a little bit about it afterwards too. So please tune in and you can see what I'm talking about with axes going to town on some free-for-all action.
It's gonna be ridiculous. It's you want just awesome medieval fighting. You need to watch this show.
Yes, it's something that I don't think has ever been seen before in a mainstream format. So I'm super excited for it. I hope you're super excited for it, audience. I know, Josh, you are.
I'm super excited. Again, January 23rd at 10 p.m. on the History Channel.
All right, so let's talk about a little bit about this fight that we just watched. So first off, what are your thoughts on the format?
I really love it. I really like this format. I don't see a reason to not use it. It's going to need some tweaks because this match got stopped, right? Whitewash 16-3. Okay, the other team isn't going to be coming back. It's also going to need larger teams, like I kind of mentioned before, because you send the same guys out there for 15 minutes straight, they're going to be tired. So we're going to have to go to slightly larger teams, in my opinion.
Hold on, I'm hearing some weird alarm noise. What's that alarm noise? Yo, what is that noise? All right, so Kat is testing out an alarm noise that sounds exactly like a fire alarm, but luckily it is not the fire alarm. So we do not need to abandon the building.
There's a lot of movement in the YouTube chat right now. A lot of talk about doing a Veterans Rumble. Heather Mason says, "Vets Rumble, please." Al says, "Veterans Rumble sounds like it's going to be horrible. You want all axe fights. That's how you get all axe fights." He says we should do it. I have good life insurance. Do the math. Al, we love you.
That Al is exactly the person I would not want out there for the Vet Rumble. I mean, that dude, we used to call him the Crippler because for about, I don't know, 6 months, every time he fought, he retired a fighter. Not forever, but for the day at the very least.
So one time I was up there for a chapter match, actually fighting for you against Al, and with his axe, Al knocked the wind out of me when he hit me in the back.
I believe, was that the match that we had Sugarman and he got browned out?
I think maybe. I don't remember if Ben was up there.
Al keeps breaking my fighters. There was another fight, if it wasn't that one, where Suge came out and Al concussed him and he had to stop fighting.
I think that was the next one.
All right. So anyway,
it didn't retire me for the day, but it did retire me for that round.
Yeah, he's just that man swings to kill. He has an extended threat range. All right, so let's talk more about this format. I agree with you. Definitely need some tweaks. I wonder if they would have had to stop it had they run the first round the way they ran the second by with the rest time counting on the timers.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I guess that's a question that is lost in time.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out. Hold on, Jay's gonna make another announcement. We're thanking all of our support staff, everyone who helped make this event run. All these people are volunteers.
Are you getting over this week?
27. It's going to be 27.
Again. Present for you. So I keep this place very cold. I keep this place cold. We have something to help you with that. Take a look.
Happy birthday, Liz. Thank you for everything you do for us.
Happy birthday, Liz.
She's been given, it looks like, the team pants. You may notice that a number of Knights Hall people have the same type of pair of cargo sweatpants, and Liz has just been given them.
So some of my buddies from Ironhide Academy in Leesburg, Virginia, where we teach medieval combat and jiu-jitsu, have been sending me memes of my face saying,
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Blaine. Happy birthday to you.
Sorry, you got cut off by singing.
That's okay. So my buddies from Ironhide have been sending me memes of that they're making of me saying, "Big Tobacco's big threat. It's Josh," and stuff like that. So apparently, I'm going to have to fight him.
Fun times. I want to make a quick shout out before we get to the Rumble. So I know I said I wouldn't show the crowd, but I'm showing the crowd. So here's the crowd, and right here, that's a keg. That's a keg right there, brought to us by by this lovely couple. I can't see them. This lovely couple. Where are they? There it is. Nikki right there is a brewer and a super fan of the sport. Traveled down to Baltimore to watch a fight. And
yeah, Nikki Little, right?
That as well is a super fan. We love these people, so I want to shout them out for their support as well. The fact that they have provided me with nourishments through this whole event.
Yeah, I met Nikki. She's pretty cool.
All right, so what do you think about the fighters? Who is your standout? Who's your MVP?
So far, Carl.
Carl's your MVP?
So far.
All right. I honestly, I think I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I do think Carl had a great match, but there were a couple times I just didn't see him putting in work out there. Honestly, I think I'm going to go with Gunner.
Okay. I can see why.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who was the most effective per round, especially in a tight fight like this where so much is happening while you're focusing on another moment. But so both of us could be entirely wrong in missing a third fighter who's the obvious choice.
Angel had a good fight. Evan had a good fight.
You're not wrong on either of those.
Kurt
looked great.
Well.
Kurt looked good. Lamar looked good.
Frankly, Big Tobacco looked good at some points.
Yep. what's his name? The little guy on Marco's.
Jordan.
Jordan was the last man up for them. I don't know how many times. Great fight from him. Talking on tactics a little bit. So one of the things that you saw from Team Kick-Ass is that for the most of the time, they immediately took half the field or more. And that prevented Marco's team from really doing any work. And usually there was a quick takedown in that because they got a quick 2-on-1. If you watched our last chapter match where the Nightmares fought the Dark Knights, the same tactic. Right off the bat, they walk up and take half the field. When you only have half the field to move in, your flankers are fucked. You're bumping into each other. You're basically just put on the back foot right from the get-go. Well, there are very few teams who can work well from there. Sorry, go ahead.
We've seen that tactic before, too. We've seen it from the First Swords, and we've seen it from the Ukrainian national teams that have gone to IMCF.
And you'll notice
it's always been effective.
Yep, you'll notice both of them really put in a lot of great work there. First Swords shutting down a lot of offense of other teams there, just right in their face. It's a great tactic. I love it from them. One of the things you'll note, the executioners do the opposite. We do wait in that half of the field and let people take that space. However, there's a reason we do that. We do that because we're trying to trap people and we're trying to open up our own 2-on-1s and send myself or Brian or even sometimes a Cat or a Jay into their backfield, and you just don't want that.
I definitely do not want that.
No, you do not. It looks like we're about to get ready to go. I see two fighters on the field, Marco and Marie, the two captains. Now, if I'm Marie right now, I am trying to stay out of range for that first 15 seconds, and then I'm going to try to lay that axe. If I'm Marco, I'm running in and trying to put her down as soon as possible. What do you think?
I actually think Marie has the advantage here. I think she should try to get a quick takedown and wait for the second person to come in. All
right. Well, we'll see which way she goes. We'll see if she comes out aggressive. We'll see if Marco comes out hesitant. And that's just waiting for that start button. Notice Marco is running with just a sword, no shield. So his punches are going to be a little less effective, but he'll be a little bit better at grappling. What do you think about that choice?
The grappling should be better. I haven't seen a lot of good offense out of Marco. I've seen a lot of him moving around, but not a lot of powerful offense. So I'm not sure how well this is or how it's going to affect him very much.
I agree with that assessment. I personally, I feel like I would like to have seen a shield with him. I feel like dropping the shield's an advanced fighter move, and really only when you know that your grappling is at that top level, really you're going to want that extra punch, that extra power from that shield.
Yeah, and I would even say that I think it would improve his fighting if he would come out with a shield, in that at least and not like a regular punch shield. I'm talking about one of the punch shields that you generally hate with the extra long end that comes like 4 to 6 inches off your hand, because I think that will give him the power he needs to actually have at least one effective strike.
I can see where your point, especially a man as tall as him who's already going to have a little bit of reach on most of his opponents. Add that extra 6 inches, he can hit axe fighters before they can hit him.
Absolutely. That is
so that's
100% correct.
That's the other thing that's nice about having a shield. He has no defense right now.
Yeah, that's bad, because even a falchion on your arm, if you take it like that, can hurt.
Yep. And Marie
arm armor is one of the pieces of armor that you feel the most through.
Yeah, you generally do not make them very, very heavy so that our arms can move, which unfortunately makes it so they don't protect as well. And Marie has been swinging hard today, so we'll see if she can bring the pain in a little bit.
Marie has been swinging very hard.
I'm very impressed with that output, with her getting in there, with her staying up, and with her getting that swing on.
Well, she's got strong hips, and she's been really getting her hips into her shots.
Her grappling definitely, both defensively and offensively, needs to stay a little bit up, I'd like to see her be a little bit slipperier, and then maybe I didn't even see her attempt a takedown except against Jordan. I'd like to see that happen a little bit more.
Yeah,
but
at the same time, she's a lot smaller than most of these guys.
Agreed. I don't want to see much because I just generally don't want to see her grappling. But I'd like to see it every once in a while. See that come out.
Yeah, get the hook from behind and maybe take somebody down there.
Exactly. We were talking about these next level things. Much like for Marco, I'd like to see him getting over folks, really stringing them out for his bigger axemen to swing. I don't remember seeing him do that at all.
Now, that falchion does look kind of big. Is that a two-handed falchion? I can't see the handle.
It is not. It is a single-handed falchion. However, it's getting near that length of unwieldiness where you need to have massive arms to do it. Kat used to use one of those, and I want to point out he went back to a smaller falchion. There's a reason. You can swing it faster. You can put more power into it.
Yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Matt, here we go. Fight's on. 15 seconds till we see one in. And Marie is doing that, staying away, but she's almost get caught in the corner under the armpit there. She's back free. Marco's a little too hesitant. He should be getting in there.
Those strikes just aren't effective.
No, not at all. He's kind of just tapping at her. He's pawing with that falchion. He needs to swing.
He's about to.
Marie tries to swing, but gets gloves. Oh! Erica coming in. She puts one down into Marie.
It looked like she hit her in the neck, though.
No, I think that was a good strike, though. Maybe a little high on the little high on the little vertical. Evan is in there now.
That looks like Alex.
No, I believe that's Evan.
Evan.
That's Evan, and he has two quick takedowns. Oh, nice use of the rail to stay up.
And this is Eric Ramsey.
All right, Eric Ramsey versus Evan. They both just kind of go head-to-head. No one really doing much. I like it. Evan's starting to work that striking. That's going to open some stuff up. Next fighter in, that's Kirk. Kirk is not really being effective, standing in the background. I want to see some striking from him, but he's not doing anything there. A suicide from Evan there.
That was fairly effective.
Next fighter in, Alejandro. Oh, running kick right into Kirk. He's setting it off.
Down off that.
Yep, he did. I feel like he's got a better position with that underhook there. Oh, but no. Reversal right there, and Kirk goes down hard.
This is Lamar.
Lamar.
He's exhausted.
Yeah, he's barely swinging, but he's running in. Alejandro, he looks a little in tight on that grapple. Yep, I thought that might happen. A little too tight on that overhook. Next fighter in, Chase needs to turn around. Here's Josh. No, Gunner coming at him. Chasing Gunner.
This is good. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, look at them tangled.
Gunner's got the advantage in that grapple.
Julie should get in there quick and start swinging her axe. She got stuck on the rail. Oh, Chase
got rid of Gunner.
Nice takedown there. That's that movement in armor. He's just a little bit more comfortable. He's laying that axe in. He needs to get out. Good job.
He ran away as soon as he saw the other guy coming.
Oh.
He did a good job. He knows who the threat is.
Yep. If I'm Chase, though, I'm trying to stay out, not get grabbed. I'd back up now, wait for this next person to come in and see what happens. That's Caitlin. She goes right for Julie. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Chase running around. Drop one of these fighters now. There it is. What a hit. But Julie stays up. She's not going down.
Julie's tough, man. She has some martial arts and MMA background.
She did. She used to do MMA for a little while. Angel's in there, and he's wrapping up Julie, trying to drive her over. Just crushing her over the rails. He needs to use the bodies.
Did
Chase is down for some reason. I don't know. Did Julie just reversal and push him over the bodies? No, he's still up. That was a nice turn, though. She can get free and shove. He can go down. But nope. Tires out, and she's down.
I can't tell who that is in the Rhino tabard unless that is Tara.
Yeah, I believe that is Tara. And Tara is fighting with Josh, who's this Angel just hucks him around.
Yeah, Angel just kind of ate him.
And here we got Tom. Oh!
They're two big hosses here going to fight.
Yeah. He's not playing with that axe. But note his hands were still a little high, so he didn't get as much power as he needed to. Next fighter coming in.
Carl.
And it's Carl. Here we go.
Watch. Carl's going to do one of two things. He's either going to get right in there or he's going to hang up.
And there he is, getting right in there. He doesn't care. He's not scared of Angel at all. He's going to try and take him down, take the big man down. Tom takes down Tara. Jesse running around to the backfield. Smart.
Just hide behind Brandon, Jesse. Hide behind Brandon.
Smart. If she can keep her head on her shoulders with that movement. Oh!
I'm sorry, Jesse. When I saw that, I had to laugh. I'm sorry. I love you, Jesse, but that was hilarious.
She got tripped, was not able to recover. Alex in. Carl is being sat for some reason.
Probably armor.
Angel's still up.
If that's Cara still up, she's doing a real good job.
Oh, what a throw by Angel.
Bannon, it looks like.
Jordan coming in. He goes right at the big man and almost takes him out. And he gets out of there.
Away very intelligently.
Angel's tired. Angel's tired. Oh, Josh does not have the power to drop him, though.
A lot going on. The stream is starting to cut in and out again.
Josh is a little guy, but he's a very good feet. Jordan loses a weapon. He's getting right back in there. He's going to start chopping. We see one fighter down. Josh is still up. Jordan is swinging at Josh. I would take out Angel if I were him.
Yeah, definitely take out Angel.
Instead, he gets pulled over the body. Great work. Josh is hooked. And Angel takes a knee. And Josh is the winner. We have our winner. Josh Barber, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the Rookie Rumble.
And that's big because of everything that went down during the week. A lot of people don't know that there was a lot of talk about two guys fighting, and Josh Barber was one of them. And for him to take this,
I can't hear a word you're saying over this crowd, but I hope it's interesting.
It's highly interesting. It was about the drama that happened this week, talking about how there was some heat going on, and now Josh has picked up this win in the Rookie Rumble. Mm-hmm. Awesome for him. But I will have to fight him because there can be on there.
Carl was sat for an armor failure.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I saw Brandon looking at his armor.
Yeah, no, I saw him sat. I didn't see why it was an armor failure. His elbow came off. They're popping helms right now. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. This was a great event.
Great. Thank you everybody. Also, this has been Josh Kearney.
Ringo the Trash Knight. Yep. We're gonna sign off.
Look us up on Facebook on our public pages, Trash Knight Ringo and Josh Kearney.
It's loud as shit here. I have no idea if you can hear Josh. I cannot. Anyway, thank you everyone. Have a good night.
Have a great one, everybody.